What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? What's going on, everybody? Gonna do a little shipping here and just talk. I think I got a little topic to talk about. What's the point? That's the topic. All right, we're at 7 a.m. We'll keep this on the express mode today. Yesterday did a little over $700. Again, I'm still having days with there's big gaps. The clothing store has taken the biggest hit in the past week or so, and I'm wondering if it's because it's not updated yet like the old one, so maybe they're working on that server or whatever the case may be. Being it hasn't got the new stuff that my old account has yet. Be my only guess. I had two of the lowest days in the last two lowest days in the last 60 days last week on the clothing store, like $150. So pretty bleak look there. Media store still getting 12-hour shifts overnight with no offers coming through, no sales. So again, feels like being offline there. The difference between like when I woke up this morning, I had one offer in about 13 hours on the media store, which has 60,000+ items. And then on the clothing store, I have 8 offers of 20,000 items. So kind of get the gist that there's just a lot going on, it seems like, behind the scenes on eBay right now with whatever they're doing, updating and stuff. So, but the beauty about right now is I don't have to even pay attention to eBay. I just list. So, and then that's going to bring me to my point. But last week, I looked at the numbers yesterday. I actually made a video yesterday, but I forgot to click on the microphone and there was no sound. So I'm like, I'm not doing this again. So last week I was down on both stores and the average day was $7.97 per day, where the week before was like $8.34 or something like that. So down a little bit. And yeah, I'm just listing and organizing and doing all that kind of stuff and asking myself, what's the point? So I had this dream the other night, and if you've been watching, as you know, I'm like trying to reboot my headspace and put on the shelf all the stuff of my past, right? How I grew up, the fact that my parents aren't here no more, my brother's dead. I'm just taking everything that was a part of the first 50 years of my life that could seemingly be not really a negative, just old. Like, you know, and just putting it on the shelf. Not thinking about it no more. Not that I really thought about it before, but it was always just there. So I'm just trying to put it away. And I had a dream the other night where it was kind of symbolic after I thought about it. And I was driving down this highway and my car felt, it felt normal to me. And then this car come up beside me, which was like a bigger car, longer, black. It felt like a if you took an old Oldsmobile or something and mixed it with a Corvette. It was like long, black, rugged, and fast. It was ahead of me. It was like I'm right here, and it's like, and then I'm like, and there was just something about the feeling like, oh, that's strong, that's powerful, and I am normal. And then I found myself dropping back, crossing over, and getting up in the spot where he was on his side, and thinking, I'm just as powerful. I may not look it, my car may not project it, but I'm just as powerful. So it was very symbolic when I thought about it afterwards. And that kind of fits into the headspace I'm trying to go with the next half of my life. And so besides putting the stuff on the shelf, I guess kind of subconsciously empowering myself somehow, I'm thinking, what's next? And I think the next is the point. What is the point? What's going to push me every day? Because I've found myself very distracted lately. Trying to, not really trying, but just wondering, like, the future of the YouTube videos, because I feel like, as I told you, I'm just tired of saying the same old stuff, so trying to find a new way of doing it, or a new theme, or just something, right? Just something different. And it comes down to what's my point too, is before I was doing it so I would never have to go back. I knew how I was raised, how I grew up, how I feel like I succeeded with what I wanted to do in life, and that was to sleep happy at night and to get the hell out of the ghetto. And then top on that, having a nice car to drive. So I made that. So what's next? Like those, it feels like I can't use the same motivations anymore because I've been here for so long. Not really taking it for granted, because I'm always thinking about it, always thankful for it. But it might lack the power of motivation in 2025 and beyond. So what's the new passion? What's the new point? What's the new motivation? And that's where I'm at now, trying to figure out that. And this came to me again last night while I was sleeping, this whole what's the point thing and stuff like that. And this may seem a little shallow, but it's something I talk about or have talked about. Like, oh, the next step would be for me if I could have a cabin in the Smoky Mountains. If I could have, the next dream car or whatever. So last night in my dream, I was in the Smoky Mountains at a Goodwill bins, or at least a thrift store bins type of thing where you buy the pound. And next thing I know, I am in this factory. One of my dream cars ever since I was literally a little kid, probably my first ever dream car, was a 1980 Trans Am. And as much as I loved Smokey and the Bandit Part 1 with the original Trans Am, the Trans Am in Part 2 really pulled me in. the way the rims were. They weren't the honeycomb shaped. They were the new style rims. That car pulled me in. So that's literally been on my car list, probably the very first car ever on my list. Even over like the General Lee. Like the General Lee was cool, but I didn't want it. Knight Rider was cool, but I didn't want it. I wanted the Trans Am that was in Smokey and the Bandit 2. I had a big old plastic car just like it. I had smaller cars when I would have money or was able to buy something as a kid or ask for something. I always asked for that car. So as I'm in Smoky Mountains, I am shopping by the pound at this place. Next thing I know, I'm in this factory that rebuilds the old Trans Ams. They basically make a resto mod out of the old Trans Ams. So I walk into this place and it feels like I've been there before. They know me, and I walk in, I'll say, I'm almost there. And they're like, you ready yet? You sure? You ready? I'm like, I'm almost there. And what I was referring to is the fact that I was going to almost there monetarily to be able to have them build me a resto mod of 1980 Trans Am. If you don't know what a resto mod is, it's basically taking the old car and updating it with new everything, new suspension. Sometimes they cut off an old car, take the top off of a old car and put it on the body of a new car type of thing. But everything's updated, modern, everything, suspension, electronics, interior, gauges, everything. So, but I don't know if I'd do that with the Trans Am 2, that Trans Am, because it's got such a classic look on the inside, but it'd have to be done right. But in that dream, it was just like, I'm almost there. I'm like I was trying to go for that dream, that item. And so that what made me start thinking, what's the point of this second half? What's the motivation behind it? What's going to get me mentally dedicated like I was for, say, the first 15 years of the business? The fact that I would only slept 4 hours and was just constantly pushing forward, where I feel like lately I haven't been, even though it's been easier to push forward, with List Easier, I still feel like I am slacking. But then I don't think about it, maybe that's a good thing. It's kind of like a mental break that's given me. But still, I feel like my mind is wandering so much that I'm wasting time. And the fact that I can't pin down something like the videos. Why can't I pin anything down right now? And I think it's because I have a lack of point. My motivation has faded. The reasons for my motivation has faded. So I need to implement some new motivations. And the first one, the main one, is getting Jan to slow down and retire. She says she'll never retire, but she'll always at least work 1 day a week type of thing and stuff for like benefits, and the fact that once you stop doing what you die. So the things you enjoy. So but she's been working ever since she was 15 years old, putting herself through school, got through a 6-year college in 4.5 years while working. So she's been going, since she was 15. So, and then as you get her aging and the health issues that are still suppressed or whatever right now, remission. as you age, your body can start to slow down, and then who's to say that stuff doesn't flare up again at some point because the body's being stressed. That's all it takes, is the body being stressed for her to go backwards. So that's the first motivation. But what else is there? There's got to be more. And do I go with superficial things like the car, Smoky Mountain thing? Like I don't. Is that too shallow, or is that just right for me now? Like I said, that would be second and third, or it probably even later than that, because Pee-wee comes in second, trying to make sure he's well and paid for and stuff like that. So with all of his issues, but you know what I mean? Like from the personal selfish James part. So I'm putting this together, this new what's the point thing, and I'm looking for mine, for the selfishness part. I already have the others part taken care of, but you got to have something for yourself when you're doing things, because it makes it more fun, it makes it more interesting, and I don't know, if you don't take care of yourself, it's hard to take care of others, right? So what's my point going forward? But it's almost like, even at this point in my life, like something so superficial, like I could go out and get a new car right now if I wanted to, just trade mine in and get another one. Like all that just is very, it doesn't mean what it used to mean to me. Like it feels very superficial now. Like I feel like I could just, where before I've always felt like I could drive anything. I don't care. I just tried to get better. Where now I don't even really care if I get better, like a better car, newer car, or whatever. Like I feel the superficialness of it now, more now than I obviously did at younger age. So maybe that's not the right thing. So what is? I've got the content. I've got the happy. He's back there snoring. I already tried my best to take care of everybody. So what does James want? And I don't know. I really don't know what I want. Would I like to have a cabin in Smoky Mountains? Yeah, I guess so. But I also wouldn't want to feel like I'm putting strain on myself. I'd rather have money in the bank and not have to worry than to do something like that. I'd rather have money in the bank and not worry than to feel like I need a new car. But there's just like something about building a bank account per se, that's not very motivating to me, because it's not passion for me. It's not. I don't know. So I don't know what I want for the rest of my life. I feel like I have everything that I want. So what's my point and what's my motivation? Yes, to keep it. But I feel like I need something beyond that to push me over not just push me over the top, but push a little harder. And that's what I'm just fighting with all these things right now. And maybe it's just something about just finding something to be creative with. Build something online. Maybe it's getting creative on YouTube with a channel nobody knows about just to see if I can grow it from whatever and it be about who knows what. I don't know, but I got to find something because I'm tired of I'm tired of wandering around wondering. I'm tired of wandering. Like I've been starting to do little things that I wanted to do. Like a couple of days ago, I ordered colored light bulbs and I put them in last night. The ones that got the remote, you can change them from white to all these different colors. And they actually screwed up my order and sent me an extra half an order, which is weird. So I got like 4 extra bulbs. I'm like, ooh, now I can do the front porch. So I'm doing little things like that to help. Things that I've always just thrown aside. Like, oh, that'd be kind of cool, but then never think about it again. Color light bulbs, because I'm a mood light person. Like I don't like this white light, but it's needed. But the moments it's not needed, why do I have it? Let's hit that remote and just change the color, change the tone, change the feel, the vibe, the room. So I'm doing little things like that. And maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's just tweaking my life now. Maybe it's just finding those small things like that. Finding my creative juices again. Finding a new way to express, to get that out of me. So maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe it's just about a tweak from here on out. Maybe I just answered it. Maybe finding one tweak a week, or depending on the cost, one tweak a month, to work for. I worked for those light bulbs. They weren't cheap. They were like $200, right? I worked for those. Okay, what could next month's $200 tweak be? Maybe that's all it is. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's just tweaking, perfecting what is already there. I kind of like that, actually. I like that thought. Tweaking, perfecting what's already there. Kind of falls into the organization headspace I'm in. Reorganizing everything. The only problem is nobody else in this house cleans up after themselves. And that's a pain in the ass. Because it's either the house is a mess or I'm the one cleaning it every 3 days. All right, let's get to shipping. I don't know what it is, but my ear's starting to bother me. I wonder if I'm getting kind of an ear infection started. I just threw in, I've been going on my night walks and stuff, and starting to throw in jogging again, so starting to feel good about that. Like I am not a long-term runner. Like, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, maybe 9, something. I started running for the first time, jogging, and really liked it. But then it started aggravating my back from the back issues. So the last 2 or 3 years, I've just been building my core, basically with just the leg lifts while I brush my teeth. And when I brush my teeth, it's like 2 minutes on left leg, 2 minutes on the right leg, just going in and out with it, holding the knee up while I'm brushing, and just doing that every time I brushed for the last 2 or 3 years has really built up my core section. So I'm hoping that will take a lot of the impact of starting up jogging again, so where it won't hurt my back. So it felt good. Felt good to start jogging again. So I'm excited about that. Again, that's kind of a tweak. I spent 2-3 years building this up so I could do it. Let's see if it works now. And if it does, then that's a bonus tweak. So, alrighty, first up we've got, are you ready for a cassette lot? Yeah. $8, $16, $5, $5. Buy two, get two free. We got Elton John. We got a little Soundgarden. Got a little Green Day. And we got a little Foreigner. Headed to Omaha, Nebraska. Maybe that's what my motivation needs to be. The one thing I've missed for so long, even though I won't be able to do it for a while longer, is road trips. So I have to get somebody to care for Pee-wee for a week. I mean, he gets medicine 4 times a day, right? This thing feels like it's shuddering. Hopefully it comes out right. You have to be dedicated, right? And I don't want to pin that on somebody else because it may not seem like a lot of work, but I also keep an close eye on them to make sure I don't visibly see anything that I might have to give them more medication to make sure we try to avoid a seizure. So it's a lot going on with it, so. And plus, if I even leave the house, he's scratching on the door, and he'll sit at the front door the whole time I'm gone until I come back. She'll sit there and whine at the front door. So they're very attached to me. I would feel kind of guilty. Then if I take them somewhere, I have to take them someplace. I have to go somewhere where there's going to be a place that's going to be able to help me if he has a seizure. And if I can't get him to stop. Because if he has one while we're out, then guess what? Got to start heading home. Because this is going to be a week of battles. So I got to get back home quick. So it's one of those things where it's just easier not to do it. Just to, do it myself, stay here. But yet, that sucks because I love road trips. Not that it's bothered me. I mean, I'd rather take care of him, make sure he's good, over pleasing myself. Yolanda Arna, something news resurfaced. Sold for $5, headed to Oakland, California. Because they're probably going to pass away before I pass away, so. So there'll be room for me down the road to take road trips. Next up, we've got Scooby-Doo. So for $5, headed to Champaign, Illinois. I think probably the best thing right now for me to do is things for myself. Everything else is on lockdown. Is locked in, right? I mean, Pee-wee, we've gone 6 months. with only 1 week of a seizure situation in that 6 months. So he's very locked in right now. It may not be that way in the future because he's only going to get worse. Jan's health's locked in right now. Courtney's 15 and still going strong. The boys are doing fine. It's time for me to do things from some things for myself. The light bulbs. That was for me. Jan fights everything I come up with or talk about or do. And so I have to I order them first just because if I just say I'm going to, then there's 1,000 excuses or reasons why I shouldn't. So I just order them first. And then when I get them, I'm like, she starts getting mad. I go, but there's 2 whites because she's blind in one eye. So lights, she don't have a peripheral. She needs lights. And I'm like, this is just when we're not in the kitchen and just walking through to get something. I'm like, but there's 2 whites. So there could be a brighter light white than what we have here. So, but she's fine with it now. She liked it. So what else for me? And I think, and for me, I'm thinking more creatively. Things that put me in a better headspace, like lighting. I used to draw. I just like being creative and doing things. So I want to try to do something that doesn't feel like a waste of time, but yet could build into something cool. I don't know. Like I'm trying to think outside of my normal box and include something online or technology-wise or something, right? Instead of just like a piece of paper and a pencil and drawing. Brian. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just create a logo for the business? Like keep the name, but create like a mascot or a logo. I never did that. I always wanted to, but never did. Something that could grow into something on its own, even maybe. But that's just one of the things I never did. Oh, sorry. Arthur Fielder vinyl record. Sold for $5. Headed to Pennsylvania. The other day, I'm like, well, I'm starting to really exercise more now. And like the one thing I feel I do for me throughout the day, and I stopped doing it, and I'm like, but this is all I got for the day, and that's a frozen Coke. And I'm like, I'm exercising more, so hopefully we'll get the sugar off. That's the only thing I do all day for myself. Don't stop doing that yet until you find something else to fill that with. Whether that's you stop for a couple of hours and do something creative. That's the only thing you do for yourself during the day. So keep that until you find something else. So I put it back in. I'm just going to do it. I'm exercising. Screw it. So I think for me right now, it's mentally healthier for me to have a frozen Coke every morning than it would be to physically harm me. Because at least I'm exercising and stuff. So, right. So, but just finding that next thing to fill that I'm doing something for myself today feel. We got Enigma CD. Sold for $720, headed to New Jersey. I always feel like my motivation all my life was building something. Most of it was trying to build a life outside of what I knew. So I look at any time I take something for myself, it has to be something constructive, like I'm building towards something. So like, I can't just do something for the sake of just doing it and then it's thrown away type of thing. Like, I've always been the type to want to, if I start creating something that might build into something else. And of course, I've tried millions of things that didn't work or doesn't work, or I end up not having time for or whatever, but at least I was doing things. Let's see if this will come off or not. I might have to resurface this. Like, I love the thought of making videos, like a day in the life video types of things. But the problem with that is, it sounds good, but it's a pain in the ass to do. So I know I'll throw it by the wayside really quick. Functioning Faith DVD set headed to Indiana, sold for $650. Just because it would take up so much time throughout the day, and I'd feel like it's more of a distraction than it's worth. David. Now, if it's something I could stop and do it in a couple of hours or an hour and be done with it, and then I could turn it into something, then that would be a different story. Alrighty, we got 60s Wild Things CD, sold for $650, headed to Ferndale, Michigan. And then that's why I'm talking, like, I keep pushing live video in my head. Like, why don't you, the thing for you, why don't you connect with people better than just making a video? Have conversations. Find a creative way to do that. Take what streamers do and put your own twist on it. Next up, are you ready? Hey, for a CD live? Yeah. We got Joni Mitchell. 560, 565, and 5. Headed to Los Altos, California. Everything will be all right. Yeah, I got something going on with my ear. A little sharp pain. Which just sucks because my sinuses have been doing pretty good the last couple of days. Classic Recordings commitment. Jan put some in my neti pot thing. She put some antibiotic stuff in it that they put on you when you're having surgery to make sure nothing grows or whatever. I forget what it's called, but it's a surgical antibiotic, I think. So she put a little bit in my neti pot thing, and it's been good the last 2 days since I did that. Did it about 3 days ago. But I was smelling a sinus infection coming on, and that smell went away after that. Otis Redding CD. I should pull it in. Oh, who put the zero mailers over here? What's going on? All right, 20 inspirational. So for $5, headed to Muncie, Indiana. I'm really leaning toward doing something creative online that could eventually turn into something big and get paid for, whether it's, I think, in YouTube related. Trying to think of something that I haven't thought of that somebody may already be doing, and then I could learn from them and do it too, or create something that nobody's ever done before, or something. Christopher. I don't know. Stop. All right, She Wants Revenge CD. So for $20, headed to Navajo, New Mexico. Freddie. Next up, Debbie Gibson, Electric Youth. So, for $5, headed to Chesterton, Indiana. A lot of Indiana. Robert. This is a jazz sampler CD. I put tons of these up with List Easier. So simple. So simple. So for $7.20, headed to Flushing, New York. think that's where my headspace is at a lot too, is a lot right now is List Easier, just trying to help create momentum for it. Like I've been hitting Reddit, Facebook groups, Twitter, X, Instagram, trying to do more video, more content on it, to try to drive more traffic to it. So I got a couple more like short video ideas. From what I heard, they were updating the, like I didn't even get to use the site yesterday because they were updating the payment processor. So everything's a go on that, security wise and all that kind of stuff. So got this classical piece, so for $5 headed to Brick, New Jersey. So it was making the site unstable yesterday. Doing that update. So I wonder if they got it done. Hopefully that's a sign that they're very close. You can't launch a site without making some money on it, right? So, or service, I should say. So, what the hell? I never seen this before. Like this CD, the pre-settings are 8 pounds 4 ounces on a CD. Like, I didn't do that. How is that? That's weird. That's an old listing. Huh. Strange. Never seen that before. What? And lastly, in this store, we've got, are you ready for a CD like Shrek? Who let the dogs out? Who? And Jock Rock. They didn't use the buy two, get two. We got 720, 5, and 5. Tweaking what I have. Tyler. Tweaking what I have. I'm tweaking my body. Tweaking my lighting. Trying to figure out how to tweak the YouTube channel. Maybe that's what I need to think about when it comes to these videos. Just tweak them. You don't need to change them. Just tweak them. That's kind of motivating, actually. Thinking tweaking instead of like an overhaul. Man, my ear. That sucks. Alright, this ear's gonna bother me today. Just tweak it, tweak it. Don't make me repeat it. Oh. Just tweak it, tweak it. Got 6 orders on the clothing store right now. And nothing is sold since I started. First up, we've got, found a bunch of these hats at the bins long time ago. I didn't know I had any left, but they were of this and another, like a Las Vegas nightclub, and they were promo hats made in 2016. Is that not showing properly? There you go. But they're quality hats. I mean, they were all done really nicely. Some of them were done with metal logos and stuff. So this one sold for $6. Headed to Charleston, South Carolina. When I first got them, I was selling them for like 20-25 bucks. That's why I didn't think I had any left. Brandy. Get over here. Well, we got one going to the UK, and that's it. Next up, we've got Chicago Bulls. Kids t-shirt sold for $8.50. Headed to Bastrop, Louisiana. Tweak that body, tweak that body. Tweak that body, tweak that body. Tweak that body, tweak. Ah, that takes my ibuprofen or something. See if I can get that pain to stop. Kill it. I haven't been to the doctor in like 7 years. Don't make me go to the doctor. We got Basil Powered. This was a Fazoli shirt. Sold for $7. Headed to Nashville, Tennessee. spot on my leg that's been bothering me. I circled it to make sure it wasn't a spider bite. It hasn't grown, so I think it's an ingrown hair. One of the worst ones I've had. Oh, hopefully it's not infected, causing some issues. Kristen. Because I was picking at it, pushing it, squeezing it. It's red. And hurts. I've heard people dying from hair infections before. Like people who shave their bodies or whatever. Get infected and die. Oh. So if I don't make a video tomorrow, it's probably because I'm dead. Got this Columbia fishing lure. So for $10, headed to New Jersey. This one may be easier. Boink. Sand. And then lastly, wait a minute. Did I leave one over there? I know I pulled that one. Let me go check the basket. Yep. We got this denim, distressed denim hat. Sold for $10.50, headed to Helena, Montana. Montana. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Jacob. Jacob. Earich. Oh, I forgot to print out my form. Print. Go here. Scan form. Okay. 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 Back over here. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room. That's... Oh, did he not print that up yesterday? When I took the thing, I didn't see... I'm going to print up now, just in case. When I went to the post office, I only saw one scan form. Like, did they not print up the big one? Because this one's got a... Whoops. I printed that wrong, sorry. It's got 125 orders on it. I'm like, crap, I can't have that one vanishing on me. That'd be a lot of unscanned items that would go against me. So, it could have just been in the bottom somewhere, and I didn't see it. But we're going to put this one with it. We'll have it scanned twice then. If need be. Pirate ship. Probably didn't do an international one, so let me get that one done. 16. So I have 16 international orders over the weekend. My number of items sold have gone up though, so that's good. Like my 90-day total for the media store was always around 3,000, and now it's up to 3,200. That's enough for me. I'm Audi 5000. Thanks everybody for hanging out and listening to me ramble on about a bunch of nothingness. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later.